Hey, this little video, I just decided to do a live little crossover to a real life studio. This is a recording studio that a very good friend of mine, Mr. Andrew Luck, runs, owns, and operates. Andrew, welcome.
To the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for having me in your show. Now, this is an awesome studio. You obviously do a show called
Help My Business Sucks.
HelpMyBusinessSucks.com is the website for people at the show. Tell me about the studio. How long have you had the studio for?
The studio was built over the last year, so it's pretty new. And the set that we're in now is sort of looks like an old factory building. Nighttime out here, you can see in the street behind us. And yeah, you know, I designed it for my own show and for some other people to use. We have a green screen over here. I could give you a little tour if you like.
Let's do a tour. We'll do a tour in just a minute.
Okay.
A couple other questions for people. One of them is that your TV show is on the web.
Yep.
And we've noticed that video is an awesome way to drive traffic.
Yeah.
How are you finding video driving traffic? How are you finding that? And what are the key things that someone could use to do that?
Well, video is really the hub of my business. My background was in video production, so I was more kind of attuned to it. But these days, because the technology is now at a place where you can have a video, a decent sized video, not postage stamp, and for it to play smoothly without having to have humongous bandwidth costs, with hosting like Amazon S3 and so on. The point is it's doable for the first time in history over the last few years. So that's exciting because we weren't at that point before. But now that it is doable and everybody's seeing video all over the place, it is the best way that I've found to engage with people, because it's one thing to write and someone is reading your words. It's another thing for them to listen to what you say through audio. But video engages all the senses. It's something that we're very familiar with, watching TV. It equates to an enjoyable experience. And for all those reasons, it's a very powerful, persuasive medium. People, when they see you, hear you, look at your gestures and so on, hear the crazy accent, whatever, it makes a difference. And for me, it's been phenomenally successful.
So now we're about to do a tour in a minute, and this is going to be exciting. But one thing is that, and we're going to notice a lot of really top-class equipment.
Yeah.
Is it important for somebody to have all of this equipment first before they do their first video?
No, absolutely not. The only reason that I have a studio is because it was my background. I understand it, and it's a way that I can separate myself from the crowd, because I'm in a very competitive niche. So I'm into it. I understand it. It's in my blood, as it were. So for me, it makes perfect sense. However, we're recording this on a Kodak. Is it Kodak?
Kodak ZI8.
Z or ZI8.
Yep.
I like the way you said Z.
Z, I know. It's the non-American term.
ZI8 camera, which is an awesome camera. Tiny, handheld. The content is exactly the same, whether we filmed it with a studio camera or this camera. That's the point.
Totally. And
it's good enough. So that's the only reason I did it that way. That was, by way of explanation. But this is fine. This works. This is a lot easier. It's certainly a lot cheaper.
Totally. And I think with the advent of cell phones, smartphones now, I know a lot of these cameras, the flip has now disappeared from circulation, because we've got iPhone 4S and all these iPhones that are taking really high quality video.
Absolutely.
That there is more video getting uploaded on YouTube now than ever before, something ridiculous amount. And people are taking good quality videos with these iPhones.
Yeah.
So you're right, you don't need this amazing equipment, although it does help when you're doing a specific show. Anything else you want to add about video and websites and traffic driving tips?
Well, I would just encourage anybody that hasn't explored the use of video to do that. These days it is literally as simple as owning a webcam that you can buy from any of your local stores, like even Target and Kmart and so on. They sell cheap webcams. Plug it into a USB port on your computer. Every computer has one of those these days. And then if you go to YouTube, create a free account, you can literally press a button that says record, and it'll pick up the camera on your computer. You'll see yourself looking like, that it's on the internet. Press record a message, press stop, and that video is online. It's on YouTube. You can put it in your website. So the point is, you know, the barriers of the technical aspects and the price and so on, that's all been eliminated. So there is no excuse for anybody not to use video. And as I said earlier, the reasons for using video should be so compelling to you. It is the most persuasive format, in my opinion and experience, out of anything you could possibly do.
Yeah, totally. Great. Well, I'm excited. Let's go and have a look at the studio.
So, that felt fast.
That was
I don't think I've ever ran so fast in my life.
Let's, you better explain what we just saw then.
So, we looked at the entrance doorway from our little street behind here.
Right. Busy street too,
It is, yeah.
Cars, yes.
We have another entrance here with the steps behind.
Uh-huh.
And then we saw a camera with the teleprompter.
Now that's the mirrored thing down there, the teleprompter. Great.
So we can read the text. We have what's called a jib crane, which is on a dolly. So it can move. The camera can move all over the place, up and down, across, side to side, very smoothly. And then over here we had another teleprompter camera. Then we saw our control room.
Control room where you do all the... You don't do the editing there though, do you?
No, we just switch the cameras and check all the audio. Everybody's mic'd up. And then we slowly walked back to our seats.
Now, one thing we haven't talked about, and we may be able to scan up here, is the lighting.
Yeah.
We've got some quite great effective lighting. So very important for videos.
Yeah, in fact, not having sufficient light is one of the biggest mistakes people make. So one of the simplest things you can do on a budget is get a floodlight from somewhere like Home Depot, $5-10. Point it up at the ceiling if you've got a white ceiling. And it will just flood the room with soft light. Never point it directly at you, because it's too harsh, and it'll blind you. You'll be like, where's the camera?
Where am I?
But if you bounce it off the ceiling, you'll get much higher light level, and the shots will look a lot different. The other big thing with that is not to, if you have curtains, close them, and it's daytime. If it's at night, don't worry about it, but you don't want daylight and artificial light at the same time. They don't mix. That's when someone will either look too blue or too orange, depending on the color balance of the camera. So either or. If you have good daylight, record outside. If
now,
you're recording
it's outside, should it be sunny or should it be cloudy?
It doesn't really matter, because the overall light level is good. If you want to record inside, just make sure that there's no windows open. So close the curtains. So you just have artificial light. That makes a huge difference.
You know what? Thank you very much. This has been a great little insight.
Thanks for coming over.
Enjoying the tour of the studio. Now, if people want to hear about your studio sessions filmed right here in these very chairs, right here. What's the website again?
The website is helpmybusiness.com. The show is called Help My Business Sucks. It's all about helping entrepreneurs, small business owners to get more done, stand out from the crowd. I like to think of it as a fun show. It's not kind of stiff and corporate and, today we're going to talk about...
It runs for how long? About 20, 30 minutes?
Each episode is 3.5 hours. I'm just kidding. It's about 15 minutes each episode, quite short, crammed with practical information, even if I do say so myself.
Yes, I agree 100%.
And it's just a fun way to learn, new marketing techniques and advertising and sales and all that cool stuff that everybody should be doing that perhaps, they're not doing.
So if you own a business, you're thinking about starting a business, or you're an entrepreneur, you've got your own service practice, whatever it is, make sure you check it out. It's on iTunes. You can download on iTunes. You can put it on your iPod. You can put it on your iPhone.
iPad,
everything.
Other iDevices.
iPatch.
Yes.
It can go everywhere. So make sure you go and check it out. Thank you again, and let's hope we can do this another time.
Yeah, thanks for being here.